What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we're going to be jumping into Moon Knight issue number 14 as we jump into this brand new story arc. It has taken 14 issues, but we are finally here. Mark Spector being the main personality to be the persona of Moon Knight. His other personalities, they have been subdued. They have been staying underneath the surface. That is until the last battle with Zodiac, when Mark Spector was about to kill him right there on the spot in front of Reese. Stephen Grant made his appearance, staying his hand and preventing him from killing this guy in front of Reese. And this is the conversation that comes after. Now, make sure you guys have subbed to the channel, you have liked this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright guys, so as we get into issue number 14, the very last issue on the last page, we saw Mark letting the guys know it is time to have a conversation. That conversation, it begins letting Stephen know that Mark does not like when he interferes with his business. The three of them had made an agreement. And for a while, this agreement, it really stood. Not everybody was happy, but everybody made the compromise. Jake and Steven, they took a step back, letting Mark have the reins. The only issue is he was about to cross the line. Even Jake telling him that he was out of control. And it's not that he wouldn't put Zodiac into the ground himself. The problem is that they were about to do it in front of Reese. Continuing on, Stephen lets it be known that this agreement wasn't necessarily a joint agreement. While everyone was okay with it, Mark Spector is the one that made this agreement to begin with. At one point in time, they had all been in a good place. All three of them. They had been working as one unit, even putting Khonshu in his place for a little bit of time. They took down the Sun King. And so the question has to be asked, what happened? Before I go any further, I need to let you guys know that throughout this story, we are also seeing Mark Spector, Moon Knight, making his way through the city at nighttime. It seems that he is tracking somebody. We don't really know who this person is or what they are. This holds significance because it's going to show that Mark Spector, while having this conversation in his head with his personalities, also trying to stalk this individual and take them down. It's gonna show how out of sync he truly is. But getting back to the conversation between the three personalities, Mark lets them know what happened to them was the age of Khonshu. They freaking took out the Avengers. They took over the world for an insane moon god. Mark was recognizing that Moon Knight, the perceptive that everyone had of him, was that he couldn't be counted on, that he couldn't be relied on because he was crazy. And because of that, he lost everybody important in his life, believing that he had to take charge for the good of all the personalities. On top of that, the Avengers are watching them. Black Panther has been keeping tabs on him. Their condition is a liability. And this is when Stephen Grant, he proposes the idea that maybe it's not the condition that is the problem. If you look at the state of your life, the problems that you have and all the things that you have done, has any of this ever stemmed from your condition? How has DID caused all of these problems in your life? Because it wasn't the condition that cut off Bushman's face. It wasn't Jake who put down the Avengers. The truth is, DID has never been the source of his problems. That Steven and Jake, they have always been there. They have always been there to help him, and nothing more. The person that is constantly burning down his life, it is Mark himself. Now, Mark definitely doesn't want to hear this. And while Steven, he's not happy saying this, Mark has been so concerned with keeping his condition under control so that he can look respectable to all the other heroes. He is completely eluding the fact that his condition has never been the problem. Not only that, but he has been treating his therapy as something to keep them in check, never noticing that the real goals with this therapist might be to keep him in line, trying to deny this. Trying to believe that he has everything under control. The conversation continuing on. Moon Knight still having his battle up on that rooftop. The only problem right now, he is split. Having this conversation is splitting his consciousness. It is splitting his attention. More than anything, Mark Spector, he just wants to be normal. That all these people, the Midnight Mission, everyone he has brought in, they are all counting on him. And when you have individuals like the Punisher who are calling you crazy, he truly believes that you need to get yourself in check, believing that he had to be the one at the helm to keep control of not only his life, but of himself. This is when Steven gets a little bit hostile with him, letting him know that you're not doing that great of a job. All the money that I made you, you have lost. All the friends that Jake has earned you, you have lost. Trying to say that he can make his own money and he never wanted to be loved. Of course, he doesn't believe this himself. And Jake lets him know that you can lie to him, you can lie to me, you can lie to yourself. But at the end of the day, we know you because we are you. You can lie to everybody in the world, but that doesn't mean we don't know what you really are. That doesn't mean that we don't know that you are lying through your teeth when you say you don't want to be loved. While Jake is getting super real with him. Up on the rooftop, he has taken down one of these guys, but this is when a female villain comes in from behind him, not knowing who she is either. We see Moon Knight getting caught off guard. Because of this conversation, Moon Knight gets put down on the ground very quickly. Though this fight is far from over, the conversation continues. Steven and Jake letting him know that he is afraid. He is afraid to be called crazy. He is afraid that everyone that he now has with him is going to leave him. That if he tells Reese and the others about his DID, then they will think that he is nothing more than a psychopath and they will leave him like everybody else. And while he believes that she does need him, he also knows that he needs her, that she is good for him. All of his other friends, they're either ex-Hydra agents or superheroes. He needs somebody that is normal, that is grounded, and while she may be a vampire, she is the only person that he knows that he could consider halfway normal. She is an individual that he strives to be like. And Moon Knight, Mark Spector, he has two different thoughts on this. Now maybe this would scare her off, but what if it didn't? You have Stephen Grant, sophisticated, charming. You have Jake Locke, both versions of Mark Spector who people like. Who would possibly want Mark around when you have other personalities that people much rather prefer? Up on that rooftop, we have Mark Spector who has defeated this other individual, not realizing from behind him the other person has returned. Too busy having these conversations, letting them know that he doesn't need either of them, that he can do this alone. Steven then asking the question, if you can do this alone, why are you losing this fight? Steven telling him that if you want to be like Reese, you need to understand that she doesn't ignore her vampirism. She doesn't think that it has some kind of cure. She simply lives with it. The truth is, Moon Knight is not just you. All three of us are Moon Knight. This conversation continuing, and Moon Knight is just getting wrecked by both of these guys. Too divided in his mind to accurately do what he needs to do to be able to fight off these two individuals. This is when he recognizes that he can't, that he was wrong. Being beaten to a freaking pulp, Hunter's Moon and Tigra arrive. This is the only thing that saves Moon Knight. And now he recognizes that he was afraid of the things that he has done, afraid of who he was. He thought he had to make a new version of himself. But he recognizes that both of them are now right. If they are gonna fix things, they are gonna have to work together. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. You know, it is about freaking time that we got some more of Jake and Steven. This whole issue going through the fight that they have on the rooftop, but also the conversation between the three of them. This whole time, we have seen Mark really trying to suppress his other personalities, trying to be a regular, everyday person while ignoring or trying to find a cure for DID. The truth of the matter, he will never be cured. These personalities, they will always be a part of him, and only working together can they be the best version of Moon Knight that they could possibly be. And while they have made their mistakes in the past, while they have done a lot of bad things, Hiding away, creating another personality is not the answer. The answer is to come together, trust one another, have faith that our personalities together can be the best version we have ever been. Definitely one of my favorite issues of Moon Knight so far. Excited to see who these two individuals are and why Moon Knight was trying to chase them down. Looking to be a very promising new chapter. I'm excited to see Steven and Jake get their opportunity to be Moon Knight. Let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to get caught up on everything going on with the Moon Knight series, be sure to check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It'll get you caught up on everything going on so far. Now, if you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by hitting the super thanks button. This button will let you donate directly to the channel, and every little bit helps us out. Now, if you can't do that, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.